Now that brings us down to this. The one hand I was able to pull off, the other one just doesn't want to come off, so I have decided to give up on that. I'm going to now what's happened? Oh, there's a pin there. I got to get that pin back in. There we go. I had it out of position. So I've given up taking this off. I'm afraid I might damage it. I mean, it really does not want to come off. So I'm not going to tear this down any farther unless, yeah, you all can see that. Unless when I get it back together the timing is off, and then I may take it apart. I'm going to clean it up as best I can. There doesn't seem to be an excess of oil on it. It moves freely. Get my big fingers out of the way. Well, when this is positioned right and not riding up against it, it moves freely. So, well, where's that one? I mean, it moves freely, goes back, so I'm not going to tear that down. I don't want to damage anything. I haven't found any schematics on this particular brand, so I'm not going to tear it down any farther. I'm going to there's not a lot of crud in here. The whole problem with this thing, when I got this piece apart in the rack there was crud in the rack. That was what was causing the you can see the rack in there. That was what was causing the issue, the crud in the rack. That's now spotless, so it should go back together and work as intended. Let's see, what have I done with things? I had the screws in there. There's that screw. Oh, here it is. Here's the tip. The tip was large enough to take it over and clean it in the sink and hold on to it good without dropping it. So I got all the crud off of it. Let me get back down in the frame. I got all the crud off the tip. So that looks good. I'm going to do the same with this part. Let me take the O-ring off of it. If I can get the O-ring off of it. Where's my little bitty screwdriver? Hold on. Make sure there's no crud on this. Let's see if I can get this little O-ring off. There we go. I got the O-ring free. I'll clean this up good off camera and get it back with the O-ring on it. The O-ring seems to still be resilient, so that shouldn't take anything. I'm going to start reassembling this.
As you can see, during this part of the video, I am having trouble with this about a 2mm screw, getting this thing started in the hole in the center shaft there. The screw is very minute. My fingers and my hands lack the needed dexterity and nimbleness that it takes to deal with this, but I try my best. Unlike Bob, who has fingers like sausages and is very nimble, mine aren't as big, but I lack the dexterity needed. So try as I might, I couldn't get it started with just my fingers, so I had to resort to moving the stem down to where there was a little indentation. I could get the screw leg in there, then get the screwdriver in the slot on the screw, and I was able to finally get it started and then get it completely screwed in.
All right, got that locked back in. That limits the upward movement. So, very, very good. After I washed this out in the sink, I took it in and used my wife's hair dryer to warm it up to make sure that all the water would evaporate off of it. Now, this gear here, right here, has to engage the rack on this side of the shaft. This thing is not jeweled. Seems to be, need to put a little preload on that. Not a lot, but a little. I'll make sure I'm turning it the right way for a preload. Okay. It's going to need a little more loading than that. You know what, before I do that, no, I need to preload it. Put it in, then put that other hand back on so I can time this thing. Get in there. If I've been out of the frame, I apologize. Well, hello everyone. Let's get back to oiling and reassembling this dial indicator. That was interesting. Couldn't figure out how to get the lid off this thing. I'm going to put just a few drops of oil right in there. Because as Bob said, everybody tends to put too much oil on these things. So what I'm going to do... Oh, pardon me. Let me get back into frame. What I'm going to do, like Bob does, I'm going to take a wooden stick, get just a little bit of oil on it, put just a dot of oil right in there. I guess we all tend to use too much oil at times. But it's kind of like Brill cream. You know, a little dab would do you. Okay. Now, yeah, I know, I can't keep this thing where it needs to be. Need a piece of tape. Hold on. So what I'm going to do, when I get a preload on this thing, I am going to use a piece of tape to hold the needle in the 12 o'clock position. Let's see. When I look at that, it turns this way. Okay, going the right way. Now, well, is that too much of a preload on that? Yeah, that's probably too much. I probably ought to back it off to about 6 or 7 turns. I was so proud to get those screws in. Now let's see what that does. Oh no, I dropped a screw. Now let's see how this thing is operating. And compare it to this one. They're very comparable in their preload, so there we go. Now, want to put a little oil I keep getting out of frame, I know. I apologize. I don't want to bend this. But that should go right back down in there. There we go. Right down in there like it was made for it. Now, when I popped the front off this thing, this little spring came out. Take a Q-tip and clean that off. It's got a little schmoo on it. You wouldn't think that little thing would have that much on it. Oh, I guess I could back it up here where you could actually see it. Now, let's make sure we get this thing back in correctly. There we go. Now, I had it, but I was on top of the big hand. Now, Bob, there we go. Perfect. Now our problem is timing this thing. Oh, let me grab some tweezers because I know I'm never going to get this done. I'll be right back.
Bob on Double Boost, somebody described him as having sausage fingers. Well, he may have sausage fingers, but his sausage fingers are awfully nimble compared to mine. Okay, finally got this thing. Now, let's see where we are. Right there, it's coming up on 1K, or 100, on 0 like it should. 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. It seems to be timed pretty well. Let's put that back there. I've got it timed pretty good right now. If I can just seat that little hand. Yep, that's fine. Okay. If I can just seat that little hand on there without breaking anything. Okay. That should be seated. That should have been 1 inch right there. Half inch. The timing seems to be pretty good. Timing seems to be excellent.
Now, we've lubed it. If anybody knows where there is a source of parts for these Teclock indicators, it would be greatly appreciated. Now, I've cleaned the lens. It still has some scratches in it, but I can see just fine. I was afraid to do a whole lot to it. Everything there seems to be working as it should. Let's look back here. The thing is moving like silk or satin, like a fine bourbon. It's smooth. Okay. There we go. I don't remember if y'all saw that, but look at the, let me flip this around so I can see what you're looking at. If I can get it in the view screen. I always want to go the wrong direction. You see how rough the machining is on that? That is pitiful. And the inside is not much better. There was a lot of chatter going on that when they were turning the inside. Okay. Yeah, like we were discussing, when I was trying to pry the little hand off, I'm sure there were people out there going, no, no, no. And I thought about it just as it let go. I had thought to myself, I need to put my finger over that hand. Didn't get there in time. Just got lucky that it landed on the linoleum instead of the carpet. If it landed on the carpet, I don't think I ever found it. But I heard it when it hit the linoleum, so I had a pretty decent idea of where it was. And in an effort to find it, I even took my shoes off. I was walking on the linoleum in my bare feet, knowing that if I stepped on it, I would feel it. Turn it around there so we can get it where you can see it. I did find the little screw I dropped into the Persian type rug that was below me here. If you're wondering, I'm operating on my wife's kitchen table. Okay. That just feels so smooth. Before, and I don't remember if I showed this, but at about the 600, between the 5 and 600,000 mark, it had a catch. Let me get it in the frame. I thought it was right over that. There we go. Yeah, right about in there, it had a catch. And when I took it apart, there was some shmoo on the rack in there. That's the only thing I had to do. Once I got the rack cleaned up, everything else was gravy. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this little escapade. I want to thank all of my new subscribers. Steve Summers, since my last video, Steve Summers and Adam Booth both gave me a shout out on their channels. So that brought a lot of extra subscribers to my channel. I'm actually, in about a 2-week period of time, I'm up 100 subscribers, and to all those people I say thank you. I hope I can provide content that satisfies you. That's what I'm striving for. I will do everything in my power to be able to provide you good content. So until our next video, may God bless every one of you. May He keep you safe. And y'all have a wonderful day until we see each other again, this side or the other. Goodbye.